Carbon dioxide, or CO2, is a key greenhouse gas that causes climate change on a global scale, and its levels keep going up every month. Now, the question is carbon dioxide the worst greenhouse gas? Here's what you need to know. By trapping heat from the sun, greenhouse gases keep temperatures and climate conditions stable for humans and millions of other species. But these gases are now out of balance and threaten to make a big difference in how and where living things can survive on our planet. The amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which is the most dangerous and common greenhouse gas, is at the highest level ever recorded. And the main reason there are so many greenhouse gases in the air is that people have put them there by burning fossil fuels. These gases absorb energy from the sun and keep the heat close to the surface of the earth, so a significant amount of this heat or energy does not really go back into space. And the effect of the heat being retained in the atmosphere is called the greenhouse effect. In 1824, a French mathematician named Joseph Fourier found that if the Earth didn't have an atmosphere, it would be a lot colder. And this is where the idea of the greenhouse effect comes from. Then in 1896, a Swedish scientist became the first to notice that burning fossil fuels increased the amount of carbon dioxide gas in the air. Nearly a century later, American climate scientist James Hansen told the US Congress, "We have discovered the greenhouse effect, and the actions we take from now on are going to change our climate." Today, scientists use the term climate change to describe the complex changes in our planet's weather and climate systems that are being caused by the amount of greenhouse gases in the air. Climate change is more than just rising average temperatures, which we call global warming. It also includes extreme weather events, changes in wildlife populations and habitats, rising sea levels, and many other effects. Governments and organizations all over the planet, such as the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, a United Nations institution that keeps up with the latest science on climate change, are measuring greenhouse gases, keeping track on how they affect the environment, and coming up with solutions. Now let's take a closer look at the main greenhouse gases and all the sources that produce them. Carbon dioxide. About 3/4 of all emissions come from carbon dioxide, which is the main greenhouse gas. It can stay in the air for a long time, even thousands of years. In 2018, the average amount of carbon dioxide found in one of Hawaii's baseline observatories was 411 parts per million. This was the highest monthly average ever measured. Most carbon dioxide comes from the burning of coal, oil, gas, wood, and other organic materials. Methane. Methane is the main part or component of natural gas. It is mainly released by landfills, the gas and oil industries, and farms, which in this case is produced by the fermentation of feed within the animal's digestive system. A molecule of methane does not stay in the air as long as a molecule of carbon dioxide, which is about 12 years, but it is at least 84 times more powerful over that time. About 16% of all greenhouse gas emissions come from methane. Nitrous oxide. According to the IPCC, nitrous oxide only makes up about 6% of global greenhouse gas emissions, but it is 264 times more powerful than carbon dioxide over 20 years, and it can stay in the atmosphere for more than 100 years. The biggest sources of nitrous oxide emissions are agriculture and livestock, such as fertilizer, manure, and the burning of agricultural waste, as well as the burning of fuel. Water vapor and ozone are two other greenhouse gases. Water vapor is the most common greenhouse gas in the world, but is not being tracked in the same way as other greenhouse gases because humans do not directly release it and its effects are not well understood. Greenhouse gases have many effects on the environment and people's health. They change the climate because they trap heat, and they also make smog and air pollution wars, which can cause respiratory illness or complications. Climate change, which is caused by greenhouse gases, also leads to extreme weather, problems with food supplies, and more wildfires. The weather patterns we're used to will change, and some species will go extinct while others will move to different places. Almost every part of the global economy, from manufacturing to agriculture to transportation to power production, they all put greenhouse gases into the air. If we want to avoid the worst effects of climate change, we need to move away from fossil fuels in all these areas. Most of the technology needed to cut down the greenhouse gas emissions is already out there. They include switching from fossil fuels to renewable sources, making energy use more efficient, and putting a price on carbon emissions to make them less likely to happen. Stopping the current trends will take more than just getting rid of fossil fuels. The only way to stop global temperatures from rising by 1.5 or 2 degrees Celsius is to find ways to pull CO2 out of the air. Some of the alternative solutions are planting trees, preserving forests and grasslands, and capturing CO2 or carbon dioxide from power plants and factories. Remember that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, or you can also sign up to our weekly newsletter directly on our website.